Hey guys, welcome to my channel. First, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell below so that when I go live in the future that you're going to be notified when I actually do that, so you won't miss anything. Now, what I hear a lot about is, Gonzo, what are macros? Now, macros are just macronutrients. There's three of them. There's carbohydrates, proteins, and there's fats. Okay? Now, the carbohydrates, we know we want to restrict those. So what we tend to do is, on the keto diet, is to show you to use like leafy green vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, stuff like that, because of the fiber, because of the minerals and the vitamins that are in these things. They're abundant in vitamins if you eat them properly, and fiber. Now, fiber is basically just a carbohydrate that your body can't break down, so this is counted against your carbohydrates. Okay, if you have a total of carbohydrates at say 30, but then you have 10 fiber, that will bring your actual net carbohydrates to 20. That's all it is. It's pretty simple as far as that goes. It's just we don't digest that fiber, so we don't count that fiber. And that fiber is very beneficial to our digestive system. So that's why we always want to get in leafy and cruciferous green vegetables every day, okay? It'll help. It'll really help you, and it's just a must during this diet. Okay. Now, as far as proteins, I tend to tell people to try to stay under 100 grams of protein, and I also try to narrow that down to try to stay around less than 30 per meal. Okay, if you're going to be doing 3 meals a day, and you do 30, you're only going to hit about 90. Now, the reason I tell people under 30 is because the body doesn't digest that much more than that amount anyway, okay? Protein is very good to repair your muscles when you break them down, and that's everything. When you're walking, when you're talking like I'm doing right now, when you're working out, stuff like that. Your body will break down muscle fiber, and your protein is needed to fix those and replace those. So protein is key to your diet, but too much protein can be processed into sugar, and that's by a whole process called gluconeogenesis, where your body gets excessive proteins, which is why the old Atkins didn't work as well as it could have, but and they have revised that. But proteins in too much are a negative for you. That's why on the ketogenic diet it's a moderate protein, not a high protein anymore. Okay, and lastly is fats. Now, fats are everywhere. You can get them in animal fats. Is a very good source of fats for your diet. The animal fats you want to use kind of gamey animals because they're not as full of antibiotics and steroids and stuff like that. Or you could just go with grass-fed, grass-prepared meats, which just means it's the grass-fed meats is great because what happens is the animals are grass-fed their whole life. Now, grass-finished just means that those animals, this is the sad part, once they go to the slaughterhouse, they tend to get fed back into those grains and stuff like that, and it defeated the whole purpose of being grass-fed their whole life, because now that those grains are in there, they tend to get into you. Okay, so grass-fed, grass-prepared is ideal, but still, grass-fed is still a great choice. It really don't think that this diet's going to be all that expensive because you're buying all this extra meats and all this, quality stuff, because those prices will be a little higher, but remember, you're not buying all that other stuff at the grocery store anymore. More on to the fats. There's a lot of question about the MCT oil too, so I'm going to actually put the MCT oil, my opinion of MCT oil in this video as well. MCT oil is made up of C6, C8, C10, C12. Okay, C8 and C10 is the kind of MCT oil that I look for, and because those are really actually MCT oils, which is a medium chain triglyceride. And the benefit of that medium chain triglyceride is that those will go into your bloodstream and your energy very, very quickly. Okay, you're gonna feel that response of energy. Now, your C10, which is your lauric acid, that tends to be more in the coconut oil as opposed to just a lot of the MCT oils. But there are some MCT oils that will put that C12, I hope I said C12 earlier, but that C12 lauric acid, they will put that in there because it's less expensive and it's a filler. So you have to watch on the MCT oil that you get because sometimes they'll sneak that C12 in there. Now, coconut oil, like I said, it has basically about 60% of MCT oil, but it does have that lauric acid, and that lauric acid really isn't a medium chain triglyceride. It's a long chain triglyceride, like a lot of the other fats that we eat that are bad for us. Okay, I'm not saying that lauric acid is bad, but it does work the same way as some of those fats that we don't like. And that way is described as this. That lauric acid will go into your liver. Okay, it has to go into your liver and then processed into your bloodstream for energy. Now, a lot of times that lauric acid or that long chain fatty acid doesn't make it into your energy cells and it gets stored as fat. That's why when we go with a C8 and a C10, that type of medium chain triglyceride will go straight into your energy and it won't be stored as fat because it didn't have to go through your liver to be processed at all. Okay, that's why I stress the benefit of a C8 and a C10. And again, sometimes that MCT oil tends to be a little more expensive. So anyway, macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, proteins. You want to set them up as this. You want to set them up right here like I have this, okay? 75, 20, and 5, okay? And the way that's going to work is 75, around 70, between 70 and 80% of your total intake of the food you eat, you want that to be in fats, okay? And then your 20% is going to be your proteins, and just like I've described. Now, the proteins, you don't want them to be lean proteins. Remember that too. You don't want them to be no fat, like skinless, boneless, stuff like that, or 90% less fat on your red meats. Because in your red meats, you want to try to go with about an 80 or an 85% because you want that fat in your protein meats. And then, of course, your carbs, this is what I also tell people, is to, and I follow the Dr. Eric Westman theory on this, and it's 2 handfuls of leafy green vegetables, 1 handful of cruciferous green vegetables. Now, Dr. Berg, who's also very good at the ketogenic diet, and I've listened to a couple of seminars that he's done, and what he does is he tells you eat as many as you want. And that's good to a point. You want to get as much greens in as you can because they are high in those vitamins and they are healthy for you. And you could eat, like, for example, asparagus has like 15 stalks of asparagus will probably equal about 4 grams of carbs. But again, on your net carbs, they turn out to be about 2. So you get a lot of vitamins, you get a lot of benefit from asparagus, and it's probably one of your better ones to eat. Now, so yeah, you can eat as much on those green vegetables as you want, and it will fill you up, and it will give you that extra feeling. I hope you understand more about how macros work. You can tweak your own, but you want to stay around this 75, 20, and 5 kind of formula because scientifically that's how the ketogenic diet works. And granted, you're going to have to look at it yourself, and you're just going to have to pick and choose. Am I going to do better with just a little higher protein, or am I going to do a little bit better with just a little bit higher of carbohydrates, or can I eat like the way Dr. Berg says, or can I eat like Dr. Eric Westman says? And they are pretty different, but they do stress that you want to eat those carbohydrates as the green vegetables. You don't want to get in, say, like for instance, the amount of carbohydrates they recommend, or others out there recommend, is about 20 grams. Now, some people can handle up to 50. Some people can actually handle under 100 because under 100 is considered a low carb diet. Now, for me personally, I stay at 20 or less. I try to shoot for less than 20. I don't have a goal where I have to hit 20 or I have to hit 100 grams of protein. I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. I try to do intermittent fasting, a whole nother video as well. But I try to keep my macros in that general criteria. I try to keep my macros, my fats at a 4-to-1 ratio of everything else, with everything else. So if you have any questions, please leave comments below. A lot of people have the same question, believe it or not. It's not a stupid question if you want to know the answer. Ask the question. I'll be glad to help you out. I make a ton of videos to help you guys so that you guys can understand the keto diet, because I fully support that if you understand something thoroughly, you're going to succeed at it, even if it's just making the brain believe in what you're doing is going to work. Okay? So, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I appreciate all my viewers. I'm really appreciative of them. I want to see more interaction, more comments. Hopefully you watch more of my videos, give a little more thumbs up, and tell me which videos you like. Tell me which ones you don't like. I am willing to hear negative comments. I'm willing to hear positive comments. It's just going to make this channel that much more of a better source of information for you. I'm not going to have all these cutesy, funny videos. I'm just going to have videos where I can try to get that information out to you and try to benefit you on your keto diet. I know there are a lot of people getting ready to start this keto diet as a New Year resolution, and I wish you guys all the best of luck. And I hope you'll check out my channel and recommend it to your friends. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, thanks guys. See ya.